Welcome to the Rock Fight, where we speak our truth, slay sacred cows, and sometimes agree to disagree. This is an outdoor podcast that aims for the head. I'm Colin. It's Tuesday, December 5th, and today on the show, you know I had to do it. I have to give you my review of Outside's new morning magazine show, The Outside Show. You may not even know that this thing exists, but regardless, even so, I have thoughts. But first, you know what I'm about to say, right? You're about to be asked to subscribe to The Rock Fight wherever you're listening. And if you've already done that, well, thank you. If you haven't, come on, just click the button. You'll either like about everything we talk about here in The Rock Fight, or you'll get angry about it. But either way, you'll want to hear it, right? So please click follow or leave a review. Either option is great. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Rock Fight, Rock Fight, Rock Fight.
Last week brought the debut of The Outside Show from Outside Inc., formerly known as Outside Magazine. Now, before I get into this, I want you to know that despite evidence to the contrary, I have no personal beef or vendetta with Outside. They just continue to be the biggest shining example of the broken state of outdoor media and continue to create things that make me stop and say, huh? If you haven't seen it, The Outside Show is a morning magazine-style TV show, a la Good Morning America or The Today Show, and it's brought to us from Outside Inc. and available to stream on Outside Watch. And at risk of dating myself, because I'm not sure how many people listening to this will get this reference, but to call The Outside Show worse than cable access would be an insult to cable access. This show is objectively bad. And while I want to talk about what is bad about it, I mostly want to focus on why the show even exists, because when I was watching it, and I encourage you to watch at least a few of the 50-minute runtime, my recurring thoughts were, what is this? Who is this for? What are they trying to do? Because my tough words are not a judgment on the hosts or the people who worked on the sets, the sound, the lighting, the overall production. I'm sure that all of those folks worked really hard to make the show a reality, and no one sets out to make something that's bad. So I'll always applaud a big swing. But I defy anyone to see the finished product, even just one episode in, and call the show entertaining or even well-conceived and executed. Because like with anything, you need to be able to see the bones or the foundation or the framing. Pick whichever metaphor you like the best. And with The Outside Show, there's just nothing there. Let me ask again, who's looking for a show like this? Outside is promoting the show as irreverent and informative. It's hosted by 3 athletes from 3 different outdoor sports who will cover the most, quote, pressing stories in outdoor recreation. Those are their words. And firstly, I didn't find anything particularly irreverent or even informative. The hosts are a problem here, but not because they've done anything wrong, but because none of the 3 are on-air talents. For that reason, Outside did the biggest disservice to each of them. By pulling together a cyclist, a climber, and a trail runner, putting them in front of a camera and expecting them to know how to host a TV show is incredibly unfair. Hosting is a talent. We have years and hours of footage that shows the right roadmap here. Watch the pregame show of any sport. What do you see? A bunch of ex-athletes and coaches, sure, but who else is there? A trained media professional, a host. Watching the 3 hosts of The Outside Show learn on the job was like listening to a podcast without a format. Just straight shooting from the hip, only it was happening live on the internet. Like I said, unfair to each of these individuals, but of all the problems this show faces, this is the easiest one to fix. Just plop someone who knows the ins and outs of the hosting position in there and let the athletes be athletes who offer their takes, because they don't have to carry the flow of the show any longer. On the topics that were discussed, I didn't see much that was pressing because the show plays like an Outside Magazine listicle that came to life. The topics range from housing shortages and mountain towns to the new stage show that is based on Gwyneth Paltrow's ski trial, a lot of overly covered and overly played outdoor topics. And the amount of outdoor cliches that were dropped were off the charts. And of course, there are segments designed only to sell you more outside-produced content. A 7-minute conversation about the new gear guide, and in an extended bit to win back fans who got mad at Outside last year for not creating a new Warren Miller ski film. Lastly, the music and B-roll made me think that this thing was produced in 1993 to be shown after an episode of Trail Days on PBS. And I'm calling it right now, too, by the way, that after seeing it run down on The Outside Show, from now on, no one is allowed to explain the 3 types of fun anymore. Hearing another explanation of the types of fun is like DC showing us Bruce Wayne losing his parents again. We know why he's Batman. It's canon to the larger world of pop culture. The types of fun are canon to outdoor culture. Look, as you can probably tell, I'm flummoxed. I'm trying to picture sitting in pitch and production meetings going through all of the decisions and the money that was spent to bring this thing to air. And that's why I, again, want to say to the hosts and crew, I'm putting on my Robin Williams Goodwill Hunting beard here, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. The issue is outside. Again, for like the millionth time on this podcast, it's outside. So why do I keep bringing them up like a broken record if I'm being honest about my statement that I don't have a burning vendetta against them? Well, it's because outside continues to play an outsized role in outdoor media. They are still a go-to media outlet for outdoor brands and outdoor advertising. Multiple folks across multiple PR agencies, brands, retailers, they've all told me this. Outdoor brands still list outside as an outlet they want coverage in, which means that even though, through all of these missteps, outside, at least to the business side of the outdoors, still matters. Which is crazy because if you track what they're doing, they seemingly don't even want to be in journalism. They want to be a tech company. You want some easy proof? Look at the Outside Inc. page on LinkedIn. The first word they use to describe the organization? Technology. They even launched their own streaming service, Outside Watch. You know, because that's what we all want, right? Another streaming service. Speaking of which, do you know who the biggest streamer is? Netflix? Nope. Max? Disney? Not even close. It's YouTube. YouTube is tailor-made for anything you'll find on Outside Watch. And while, yes, there is some Outside Watch content on YouTube, the fact that it's not all there is another confounding factor in all of this to me. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll likely say it more in the future. I am dying to talk to a decision maker at Outside. There is an open invite to address all of these questions here on The Rock Fight, because I can tell you, random outside person listening to this, I'm not the only one who feels this way or has these same questions. Please send me an email to myrockfight@gmail.com and come on the show. Because I want to know the strategy behind your own streamer and a 50-minute TV show. I want to know if Scout, the AI chatbot, wrote any of the segments for the show. Mostly, I want to know who the target demo is and why it was determined to be a good idea to cut a check for this. Look, if the Washington Post or the New York Times fell off a cliff in their respective arenas the way that Outside has for the outdoors, it would be a leading story on any relevant news outlet. And if this was just a decline in relevancy, I don't think I'd be saying anything, but these wild decisions have me incredibly intrigued. So, someone at Outside, come on The Rock Fight, because maybe I'm wrong about all of these things and I'm not seeing some sort of bigger picture here that you can help me understand. And if that's the case, don't you kind of want to rub my face in it? Come on the show. Let's talk. All right, that's our show for today. Did you enjoy the Outside Show? Did you hate the Outside Show? Just like the team at Outside, you can send your thoughts to me at myrockfight@gmail.com. Please take a second to follow the show, give us a 5-star rating. We'll be back soon with more outdoor ideas that aim for the head. The Rock Fight is a production of Rock Fight LLC. I'm Colin True. Thanks for listening, and here to take us out is Chris DeMakes with the Rock Fight Fight song. We'll see you next time, Rock Fighters.
Rock fight.